The back set. Ah, fantastic.
Wow. Solid block from Tibayan on that attack.
Back to Adamson. Jimenez with that back set.
The Philippine Coast Guard defense, solid blocking coming from the orange shirts. One more try.
Good net defense by the Generals.
Almodiel scoring through the blockers. Eusebio Pumalo sent up.
Set up job ni Marco. Combination play. And they're up 5-0. Lasal on the attack. Combination again.
UST ready for it. Then the drop.
And that's another successful hit coming from Camposan.
Coverage was good. But look at San Andres. More volleyball action coming to you here on One Sports as we bring you the continuation of the 2019 Open Conference of the Spikers Turf. We have two collegiate club teams going up against each other in the LPU Pirates and the CEU Scorpions. Still Jot Sulit here together with Neil Flores bringing you the action. Thank you for joining us here on One Sports. Neil, your expectations on this match?
Well, this is the day that they've been waiting for because for one of these teams, they will be ending their campaign here in Spikers Turf on a winning note.
Yeah, that's right. And both these teams have been troublesome here in this tournament. As you can see, neither team has gotten a win, but things are about to change for one of them, and it's just a question of who.
That's correct. Both of these teams are already definitely out of contention, but again, it's very important to end your campaign on a winning note.
That's right. And, you know, they have had their shares of struggles, and both of them are coming out of losses, obviously, because they had not won matches here. But, you know, these are lessons for these young teams. For LPU, they were able to get, you know, in dominant fashion too, that first set against Easy Trip, to the surprise of many, that they got that 25-17 win in the first set, but then Easy Trip recovered and got that win.
Juvie Colonia continues to shine for Coach Emil Lontoc. He is really the top one scorer for the Pirates with 13 points in their previous game against Easy Trip.
And now for the side of CEU, they faced another club team in their previous match in the Ateneo Blue Eagles, and it was just pure domination on the side of Ateneo.
They really outblocked CEU 10-2, and there were only 3 players who scored 7 points apiece for the side of the Scorpions. It was Sandoval, Gonzalez, and Villahermoso. They're looking for more production if they want to get their first win here in the Open Conference of the Spikers Turf.
And for these two teams, you know, they are preparing obviously for some other tournaments, but it's also important to end their Spikers Note Open Conference on a winning note. We bring you this match between LPU and CEU when we return.
Annabella shake that thing, Miss Donna, yo, Miss Jody and the one name Rebecca, yo, shake that thing, yo, Joanna shake that thing, yo, Annabella shake that thing, Miss Donna, yo, because I did sexy ladies walk far with us, you know, the car with us, and now wow.
Presenting our national officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Romulo Reforzado, and second referee, Mr. Rene Gaspilio. Let's now meet the starting 6 from the Lyceum of the Philippines Pirates. Let's start off with the team captain, jersey number 9, Juvie Colonia. Number 3, Mark Castellano. Number 4, Harvey Dizon. Number 6, Edsel Bores. Number 12, Miko Biñas. And number 14, Sinmart Saporna. With liberos, number 7, Vergel Golyoso. And number 11, Kian Moral. Mentored by their head coach, Mr. Emiliano Lontoc. Let's now meet the starters from the Central Escolar University Scorpions. Let's start off with the team captain, jersey number 2, Nino Nazareno. At number 3, Aljun Sandoval. Jersey number 6, Francisco Naagas Jr. Number 7, Miguel Gonzalez. Number 12, Carlo Villahermoso. And number 14, Julian Solis. With liberos, number 1, Dave Magdamit, and number 4, Dave Monsayak. Mentored by their head coach, Mr. Mark Anthony Santos. This is match number 58 of the preliminaries from Pool B. Good luck to both teams.
Here now are the starters for LPU: Biñas, Legazpi, Golyoso, Castellano, Bores, Saporna, and Tibayan. Curiously, no Colonia to start. Well, Colonia is actually going to be starting for that team. Now for the side of CEU, Naagas, Monsayak, Sandoval, Solis, Villahermoso de Guzman, they are in the mix, and Magdamit for their starting libero. So it's going to be Colonia there for LPU, and you know that he's going to go all out, and he's going to try to lead his team to a victory before they exit the Spikers Turf Open Conference. Here comes LPU. Colonia immediately trying to impose himself. Nothing there. Solis, quick set. And Gonzalez finishes for the first point of this match. But there's a violation there.
That was a clear net infraction called on one of the attackers of CEU.
Unfortunate for them because they already thought they were already celebrating, only for that point to be taken away and given to LPU. Solis will send it to Nazareno, who gets a touch on that attack.
And Coach Mark Santos is expecting Nazareno to provide more para dito sa Scorpions, because in their previous game against Ateneo, he only scored 1 point. It was very difficult to get through the blockers of Ateneo in Chumason, in Jigha, and Gian Glorioso.
In that sequence, Dizon coming in the middle. Good setup as well.
Since this is already a non-betting game, mas magiging relaxed yung mga players, so you can really see the potential na meron talaga sila, because the top 2 is already complete. Ateneo and the Philippine Air Force will enter the quarterfinals, but wala pang ranking kung sino yung magiging 1 and 2, because they will still battle it out this coming Sunday.
You know, for this team, for these teams, I don't think they're treating it as a no-bearing game. You know, they're looking to introduce, kaya namin lumaban sa ganitong level. And of course, at this point nga, they're both eliminated, losing their first 4 matches. But they are hoping that to build on something dito. Maybe, not to say that they weren't in it to win, but there's also a different motive, and that's to get better as a unit, to gain experience.
Most definitely, people really joined this tournament to gain experience para pagpasok nila sa kanya-kanyang collegiate conferences, they would be more ready. And this is the only avenue for you to compete against the best teams in the Philippines.
Yeah. And it's also a great initiative for the Spikers Turf to open its doors, no, to collegiate teams and to more teams, as we played this Spikers Turf Open Conference with 24 teams. Imagine that. 4 pools of 6 each. Tapos madugo yung format because only the top 2 of each group advance.
That's 14 school-based teams and 10 club teams ang sumali ngayon sa ating Open Conference.
You know, yung mga quick plays nitong LPU, doon nila pinapahirapan itong CEU. And the blockings of the Scorpions hindi pa ganun kasolid. Solis tried to go to Naagas, and he gets the point.
Clearly, CEU is at a disadvantage when it comes to height. but they make up for it with the skill level that they have.
I agree with you 100%. It's Sandoval serving. Another quick play dito. Napigilan ng CEU. Naagas. Try to go for the drop. Beautiful play, but tumama sa net yung katawan ni Castellano. He wanted to go for a highlight there. So it's going to be Sandoval still serving for CEU.
Overset from Castellano.
Naagas, double block was there. And they send it over. Chance ball. CEU. They go to the back. Colonia hahataw and goes cross court for the point.
You know, I've seen the effort of Colonia in their past few games. Kahit nasabihin natin wala pa silang panalo, he really gave his best to try to win it for Lyceum.
That's right.
Kaya sigurado ko, he's really pumped up to get their first victory in our open conference.
I know 0-4 to pareho, Neil, but what were the good things and the positives that you saw from the performances of both CEU and LPU in this tournament?
You know, the fact that they were able to win sets from club teams, it says a lot about their potential. And it's not easy to win against a club team, but at least you know na kaya mo.
First technical timeout, LPU on top, 8-5.
Yan. Hindi tayo makaka-opensa kung wala tayong first goal. Ano ba nangyayari sa'yo? Sa akin, coach. Isang lang natin kasi hindi naman tayo kailangan mataranta eh. Kaya guys, receiver ka. Hindi naman ikaw kagad ang papalo eh. Mag-receive ka eh. Okay po. Diba? Kaya kung yung nasa harapan ng pumalo, mag-receive ka na maayos. Dahan-dahanin mo lang. Para may first goal tayo. Go lang. Magkano naman yung sa
Hindi usap ko ng center basta umaangat.
Bawat siya, yung outer blocker lang.
These are the games on Sunday. Still with the latter part, the home stretch of the preliminary rounds. Beda versus Navy. Signal versus Adamson. And this should be a good one. Philippine Air Force taking on the Ateneo Blue Eagles. And while that middle match, some of the matches, wala nang bearing because we already know at this point kung sino yung mga ilan sa papasok sa next round. You know, that's no reason for you not to watch the Spikers serve because we still promise entertaining volleyball, such as what is provided by Gonzalez. Nice play for CEU.
That triple header on Sunday will surely be a sight to see, Judge.
Oh, absolutely. I'm clearing my schedule out for that one.
Lalo na yung huli, the Philippine Air Force and the Ateneo Blue Eagles going head-to-head.
You know, Colonia continues to provide, well, just taking it back to the conversation on the positives that we've seen here in this tournament. I remember covering LPU and being amazed by what Boris, what a small man in Boris can do for his team. Once he goes up, para na rin siyang 7-footer.
Yung sinasabi natin, they compensate with their hops, they compensate with their skill level and knowledge of the sport.
Solis hits the antenna on that serve. You think about it, no? Yung mga ganyan, sabi mo, a young team kasi, or a young player pa who get better in these situations. But you also see some of the club teams commit similar errors. And I think more than din yung makitang, okay, nakakalaban kami sa club teams. It's also seeing that, okay, these are errors that even the toughest teams commit. So I shouldn't beat myself over these little mistakes. Ang kailangan kong gawin is bumawi.
That's correct. And this is the perfect time for both of these squads na makabawi nga. Well, since you were talking about the positives, I was able to talk to the coaching staff of CEU a few weeks back. Sabi nga nila, these players on the court, karamihan dyan mga freshmen because they decided not to field in their seniors in this respective league dahil gusto nga nilang makakuha ng experience, just like you said.
Alam mo, baka nga pag kinalaban itong young batch of CEU players, yung mga seniors sa kanila, baka matalo pa nila with the experience na. I mean, it's just the growth really that these college teams are hoping to get here. Colonia. That man has proven a lot in his stint here. CEU scrambling to get a point. They send that one out. Villahermoso masyadong malakas.
He was one of the 3 players who scored 7 points in their loss against Ateneo. Yung sumunod sa kanila, 3 points na. Ganun kaliit yung production ng mga players in that loss. Kaya they're looking to build more confidence in attacking the defense of the Pirates if they want to end their drought and finally get a win.
Well, Sandoval is able to provide for them here. You mentioned 3 players who scored 7 points against Ateneo. He was one of them and puts 1 on the board with that quick attack. LPU, Castellano. Miscommunication, they were still able to get the ball over. Agas. Castellano getting to it. Moral going to Colonia. Sending it long. Solis. Combination pero masyadong malakas. Straight to our line judge.
Masyado ng gigil itong si Villahermoso. That's the thing, when you know na maganda yung set, na full niyo yung blockers, papanggigilan mo na malakas yung bola.
You'll see yourself kasi naaangat dun sa quicker eh. And then you'll see na parang okay, akin na to. But the moment you lose your focus, that's when that ball loses control as well. Soporna, no go! As the blockers of CEU send that boomerang back.
Yan yung sinasabi ko, despite the height disadvantage, once they get the timing on that block, kaya pa rin nila makukuha ng mga points of defense.
That's 2 times that Soporna was denied there. On the quick play, hindi na aabutan. I have to still give credit to that effort by Villahermoso. As well as Nazareno trying to get to that ball. Hindi lang talaga umabot. Sidmart Soporna. Also one of the bright spots for LPU rather. Agas. Castellano will go to Colonia. Not the cleanest of hits. Here's Naagas trying to go cross-court. Hindi na aabutan ng LPU. Boy, Vergel Golioso really sacrificed his body to try to get to it.
Now that's commitment. Not giving up on any play. As long as may chance na mabuhay, gagawin mo lahat para makuha yon.
This is something that entertains me when watching a younger team. Yung talagang anlilikse, they're so athletic, and they chase after every ball. Minsan nga kahit na it seems impossible already because I don't know, parang when you were in college, Neil, minsan ang instruction kasi by collegiate coaches, basta go after every ball. I want to see that effort. So these guys, they just pour it all out.
But if you're looking for that kind of action, you should see Perpetual Health, System Delta.
Yeah.
You should see the Hachiran, Tamaraos. Ang dami mong pwedeng makitang ganyan na malilikse in the collegiate level.
And one of the more entertaining matches we had here in the Spikers Turf Open Conference was actually between those 2 teams na naglaban ng Perpetual and Hachiran FEU. Colonia. Slowed down by the double block. They go back to Juvic. Too long. Siya naman ngayon ang nanggigigil.
Now, CEU is breathing down the necks of the Pirates. 2 na lang.
It was because of their stellar defense. The first time Colonia approached that net and attacked, CEU sent that ball back. The second time, nanggigil. Nazareno. Castellano will go now to Colonia. And finally, a point for Juvic. They've been looking for their main man to come alive. He finally does so and leads us to our second technical timeout 16-13, the advantage with the Pirates. Fans enjoying the action here inside the Paco Arena in Manila. And even students have flocked into the stadium to watch their teams and support them in their bid here in the open conference of the Spikers Turf. Thank you for joining us on One Sports, or wherever it is you're watching, maybe the live stream. It's Jot Sulit and Neil Flores calling the action here between LPU and CEU. Both teams looking for their first win in their last match of the Spikers Turf Open Conference. Neil Villahermosa has really struggled to get his attacks in.
Well, for now, he just needs to get his range before he goes for power. Dahil kung puro lakas, hindi mo talaga makokontrol yung bola.
Good block or net coverage there for LPU. And they wisely dropped that ball down the line. And I thought that was just a glimpse at the athleticism and the physical ability of Edsel Boris. A timeout called here by CEU.
Sa triple block na kayo, sinagad nyo pa rin doon sa zone 1. Diba? Okay lang. Kung magti-triple block kayo, bitawan nyo nga yung zone 1, ibigay nyo sa kanya. Hindi niya kayang paluin, tignan mo dinirabol niya, hindi mo naman inabangan. Diba? Pumalo. Ang palo mo ngayon nandito, hindi sa ibabaw. Dapat sa ibabaw. Ayos na tayo. Sa akin.
Lots of reminders there for CEU from Coach Mark Santos. Well, they are down here by 5 points. And this is their last chance to get a win here in the Spikers Turf Open Conference. And just the records say this is also their best chance to get a win since both these teams are undefeated so far. Gonzalez able to provide.
Gonzalez is always steady hands for Solis. Even in their previous game, he was able to manage to work around the blocking of Ateneo to score a lot of points.
Boris fooled the defense, made them think he was coming in hard, and then the off speed, dropping that ball right on that hole.
The Scorpions went for another triple block. Ito na yung sinasabi ni Coach Mark Santos. If you go for a triple block, you need to be ready for that drop ball kasi napakalaking butas ang makikreate nun. But they still weren't able to make adjustments.
No one there to receive that ball on that last possible hit. And so LPU starting to take command here. They've already built a 6-point lead here in the first set. Castellano serving. His team up by 6. And miscommunication there. Solis tried to set Gonzalez up pero he set that ball over himself kaya hindi na nakabuelo si Gonzalez.
De La Torre will replace Solis as the setter. He was in a tight position and I don't think that setting it to a quick was the right call. It was better kung binato niya yan sa outside or sa opposite because mas nakapwesto yung attackers niya compared doon.
And the errors continue to pile up for CEU. That time it was a net touch. So Castellano has stayed for a while there at the service line. Puts the ball in play. And that's more like a setup.
Like what I told you, Gonzalez is a really steady attacker for CEU.
However, ang problema ng CEU ngayon is he will be in the back. He might have some difficulty providing, but the difficulty starts not even in his attacking. It's in his service where he commits an error.
And despite having a 0-4 record, if babalikan natin yung mga games ng Lyceum, talagang maganda ang mga laban na binigay nila sa other teams in this respective pool. That's why if you're going to give them free points from the serve or infractions na unforced,
yeah,
mas madali sa kanila to get their victory here in today.
I agree with you 100%. And it's just been a spectacular show so far for LPU in this match. Already up by 7. They go to Soporna, who provides, and they get to set point, up by 8 points, 24-16. Timeout now whistled by CEU, and Coach Mark is trying to get his boys to come alive.
Bola. Hindi natin nakikita yung kamay. Diba? Sino mo pumapalo ng malakas eh. Ayaw natin gawa ng paraan. Hindi nyo, sayang. Hindi matakot. Pakinang laro na natin dito.
Kulang, yun na natin.
Kaya pa yan, no? Habol pa tayo.
Laban mo kasi laban mo. Huwag yung tawan.
Let's go, Red Doors!
Kapit lang tayo, kapit lang.
Well, in that last timeout, Coach Mark Santos really reiterated that this is our last match in the Spikers Turf Open Conference already. Might as well give it all. Over receive. Castellano. Going to Soporna. The floor coverage, but Colonia will end this match as CEU was no longer able to send that ball back. 25-16 in the first set, Neil.
Relatively easy win for the Lyceum Pirates, going to different players, especially Juve Colonia, to guarantee a win in today's game.
25-16 was the win for LPU in the first set. And they did it by, well, capitalizing on the errors of CEU, really.
Again, Lyceum really took advantage of the lack of reception of the Scorpions in that first set.
And it was really a good showing for LPU because kumbaga parang sila yung nanindak eh. They dictated the flow of that first set, and then eventually CEU succumbing to the pressure that was put on by the Pirates.
It's a dominant showing so far for the Pirates. This is also a good sign for Coach Emil Lontok if he wants to field in other players in this ball game.
De La Torre with a good first serve. Boris. And that one is not over. Villa Hermoso, same thing that we said back in the first set. Just not getting those attacks. And he's been trying. He's really been trying.
Or as coaches would always tell you, ipasok mo muna, get the proper angles sa mga palo mo. Then once you're able to master that range, start adding power.
Let's see here. Boris. Again, that drop ball. This time, CEU able to get to it. That attack met by the double block. And it was Dizon who gets to it.
And you can really see the respect na binibigay ng Lyceum sa CEU because they're sticking to their starting unit.
And basang-basa lang talaga ng LPU yung gustong gawin ng CEU that time. Good attack there for CEU, finally getting some good. Two-1 lead here in the second set for LPU. Pero Gonzalez will be serving for the Scorpions. They go to Soporna. Joust lifted up by LPU. Boris not getting that. De La Torre will activate Villahermoso. And finally, Carlo Villahermoso able to provide.
That's his first clean hit so far. And hopefully it sparks yung kapit niya dyan sa bola.
And as a spiker, gusto mo yan, kailangan mo makita yan eh. Ang unang malinis na tama mo in order for your confidence to go up. And you're hoping that the rest follows. But Boris... Oh boy, that guy is something else.
You know, that really deserves a highlight reel. Talking about Boris.
Dizon will be serving. His team still up by 1. They won the first set 25-16. La Torre trying to go quickly. Read well by LPU again. And the reason really why LPU won that first set quite easily is because they did it offensively and defensively.
A well-balanced performance so far for the Pirates. And the numbers clearly show us why they won that set easily.
I think really for these teams, gusto nang pakita na okay, sige, wala pa kaming talo, pero hindi rin naman biro yung laro namin. We can play. That's being shown here, especially by LPU, but CEU also is showing a lot of fight here in the second set.
Back-to-back points for Villahermoso. After a subpar performance in that first frame, nag-iinit na siya, finally, for the Scorpions.
And you also understand how important he is to CEU because despite his troubles earlier, CEU never stopped going to him. But one man that LPU has not stopped going to is Edsel Boris, and he's having a lot of fun.
If Castellano can really maximize the weakness of CEU in the blocking department, ang dami niyang pwedeng matry na bagong combination play.
And they've really shaken things up. Ang maganda dito sa LPU, Neil, they're starting to become unpredictable. See, kanina, 2 beses, Boris. And then suddenly, activating Juve Colonia, their main man. Castellano doing a good job. Villahermoso sent back again. Good hit there for CEU. Nagawa ng paraan. They give up a chance ball.
What a sharp angle from Juve Colonia. Going for that left arm of Sandoval.
You know, almost, did he get that in the front line? Parang oo, you know, and it was just a very smart play for Colonia. This guy, as early as now, despite being a young player, you know that he has a very bright future in volleyball.
Lalo na't paparating na yung NCAA.
You know, earlier in the month, he just celebrated his 19th birthday.
Wow, he's just 19 years old.
Last September 5. And just a remark, sorry, it was May 9 pala. Yung 9-5, hindi pala 9-5, 5-9. First technical timeout here in the second set, that is. It's still LPU up by 5.
Maliit ka nga, pwede mo hawakan, ganun eh. Ganda, pagkang block mo, pagkang ganun. Nakalak yan, kami mo, nakalak, pero gagalaw yan.
Go. Dikit. Dikit, tsaka
Go! Let's play 1, 2!
Seal! Service ka ba? Service.
Wala pa, oh.
Team standings on your screens. Ateneo and Air Force, they will be the teams advancing into the next round here. Yeah, whatever the result of their last games may be, because at the worst case for them, 4-1, sila pa rin naangat.
That's correct. Pero yung number 2 seed in Pool B will go up against the number 1 seed in Pool A, which is the Signal HD Spikers.
Yeah, and you know, and talagang aangat lang yung level ng volleyball natin dito, and I'm just really excited at the action that we'll get to watch here in the next round. Attack not over, and Lyceum collects the point. Edsel Boris serving in the middle of this major run here, and finally ended by CEU. Pero ilang sunod-sunod na points din yun, Neil, for LPU before CEU was able to get one.
Habang maaga pa, CEU needs to cut that deficit, because if it starts to balloon, it will really be hard for them to catch up.
Colonia, too long. Oh, but a net touch for CEU. Swinerte pang LPU.
Most of the breaks of the game are going to the side of Lyceum. That was a clear net violation called on De La Torre.
Masakit pa dun sa baba eh. When bottom of the net yung tinamaan niya on his way down from his block attempt. Loyoso lifts it up. That's going to be a net touch on CEU again.
Back-to-back errors already for the Scorpions. Kaya babalasan na ng tao si Coach Mark Santos. Climaco will replace Sandoval in that middle blocker position.
Yeah, Neil mentioned din kasi when you're committing consecutive errors, your confidence starts to dip, and thus hurts the game of you as an individual player and your team as well. So kailangan yung reshuffle, but then more errors on the side of CEU. This is now an 8-point lead enjoyed by the Pirates.
The first few points lagging in step itong CEU, but when Lyceum gets to run their attacks, dito na lumalayo eh.
You know, a lot of the points pa nga netong CEU have come from errors of LPU. Now that Gonzalez checks back in, Well, they're hoping to get more production offensively. Combination. Ball will be saved by CEU. Good effort for them on the defensive end. And double contact. Called on Castellano. Lifting pala.
That's
Lifting.
correct. Catch and throw violation for Castellano. But these are some errors na medyo mapagbibigyan mo pa because you're up by 6 points. It's a comfortable lead. And if you're able to get the point back, walang problema yan.
LPU going to Colonia, tried to use the left hand. And here's a run for CEU looking to come back. They were down by 8 points already. Ngayon nababa nila sa 5.
More substitutions for Lyceum. Tibayan and Escaliar will check in.
What do you think was the reason for that double substitution?
Well, they've been committing a string of errors, kaya siguro gusto lang palitan ng tao muna ni Coach Emil to set a different pace.
That one is out. And now a chance for LPU to set things up and stabilize themselves once again. Gusto ko yung strategy nito ni Binyas. Umapir muna sa line judge, parang kinukuha yung kakampi. Parang kumukuha ng kakampi sa line judge, but did not even have to leave it to the decision of the line judge as Colonia gets the kill again on that block.
Another triple block on the side of the Pirates. Again, respect dun sa opponent.
And the good thing that CEU is doing here is even though they're going for triple blocks, hindi nawawala yung floor coverage nila. Colonia doing more good for his team. You see a bright future for that kid?
Definitely, at 19 years old, a lot of great things to happen.
Imagine he's only gonna grow, you know, physically, his body, and mentally as well, his volleyball IQ.
If he can develop a stronger core and build a little more muscle, lalakas pa to.
Well, I think the same can be said about Gonzalez. Isa ring very impressive player we're seeing here. 20-year-old Miguel Gonzalez. Tibayan. Now it's Solis. Good hit. Lots of power there in that hit by Angelito de Guzman.
And that's what you like. Every time your number gets called, give the numbers to your coaches para alam nila in the next coming games, kaya kanilang maasahan.
Colonia wanted to send a drop ball. And once again, de Guzman able to provide. CEU has found a boost in Angelito de Guzman. Back-to-back points for that man, soaring and scoring for the Scorpions.
Iwan ka, ang binabalak mo yung dalawang kamay. Eh kung humarap ka na nga dito, kursing, dapat magpagpadasan yun na pagtabi niyo. Layo mo. Nakatungo ko pa yata eh. Stay tuloy tayo ah. Paano? Di makapla ka na, tinamaan ka. Dino. Go, go. Let's go guys! Let's go! Tuloy tayo ah! May 1, 2,
Coach Emil Lontok challenging the defense of his boys on the floor.
And it's also important to position yourselves dun sa tapat ng spiking hand nung attacker. Yun yung sinasabi ni Coach Emil. Bakit left hand yung binabantayan nyo? Eh, nasa kanan yung bola kaya sumisingit yung mga atake sa atin.
Tibayan trying to go cross-court. Actually, better defense shown here by CEU. And ball still alive here. Good save. De Guzman will try again this time. Meets the block of Kier Tibayan.
There was no way na lulusot yung palo na yon. Solid blocking from Tibayan.
16-10, LPU takes us to the second technical timeout of set 2.
Hindi na pito, dyan kayo.
Ang gaga. Next
Let's go. Tuloy lang.
Tuturuan ko na sa atin.
Mag-play ang maganda.
Nabitin ako. Sorry tayo. Sir, gano'n nabitin ako. Sabi mo play 1, bakit naglani? Kapag judge mo sana ako si play 1, tapos pinabalik ko sa bibig na sa set. Balik ko. Okay. Okay, let's go. Trabaho ulit. Mato. Zero.
Back inside the Paco Arena in Manila for the continuation of the Spikers Turf 2019 Open Conference. Hashtag our turf, our time. Indeed it is. Time for some good volleyball here. It's what we bring to you here on One Sports. Thanks for joining us, whether you're watching through TV or the live stream. The block there completed by CEU.
It was Gonzalez again to get a touch on that attack.
Solis, the setter, committing a positional fault was LPU.
Because of that, apat na lang ang hahabulin ng Scorpions.
The biggest it reached earlier was 8 points. So nangalahati na yan.
That set was too low. Lifting violation will be called on the attacker. Harvey Dizon with that one.
Suddenly, it's only a 3-point lead for LPU. Boris. That one is out. Pretty clear that the attack was out. And oh boy, what a comeback rally for the CEU Scorpions.
And it was easier for CEU to catch up because of the unforced errors by Lyceum. And that's another error this time from the attack. Isa na lang ang hahabulin ng CEU.
Tell us what happened, Neil, kung paano nakabalik ang CEU.
When Lyceum started to commit those errors, nagsunod-sunod eh. They had that lifting violation, they had that careless rotational fault.
Another one. Boris sends that out again. We are tied at 16.
Too much angle on that hit of Boris.
You know what I'm wondering right now? Where's Mark Castellano? And the main setter for LPU. Chance ball set. Villahermoso, no go. Tibayan, naharangan pa rin. Ball still alive. LPU will have a chance to set up something good. Boris rises over and gets the lead back.
After committing 2 attack errors, he finally makes up for it. And ito na yun, hinahanap mo, Castellano will check back in because Coach Emil Lontok will not take any chances na makaset pa ang CEU sa kanila. Saporna will also check back in.
Saporna is also another vital cog on the side of LPU. They will hope to make sure that they get another set win here. Edsel Boris with 4 attack points. See, the moment Castellano checks back in, something good happening for him.
CEU really needs to get that first ball. so that Solis can activate Gonzalez and De Guzman.
Castellano, another good serve. Solis going to Villahermoso. LPU setting up Boris. That one is too long, but there was... Oh, check that. It was in cross court.
I think it caught the line dun sa corner pocket.
And 3 straight points from LPU pagkatapos maitabla ng CEU forces Coach Mark Anthony Santos to call a timeout.
Talang ka. Basahin niyo yung server. Makilasin natin, hindi niyo makita yung server natin kung sinong maglulong ba siya o mag-short eh.
Sino ba kung sa'yo pasok ka dito? Dito ka na sa'yo.
Bawi lang tayo. Malambot lang naman eh.
Bonus gigil siya.
Madali sa 4. Kung sabi mo na agad si Franz.
Kaya na bawi ako sa schedule.
Ito lang yan. Kaya pa yan. Go!
Back to the action. It's the second set of the 2019 Open Conference. 19-16. This second set has been a roller coaster. Earlier in the set, LPU took an 8-point lead. CEU tied it up at 16, and then the LPU Pirates got 3 straight points. This time it's CEU getting one, courtesy of Villahermoso.
Definitely a better performance compared to that opening set. In Lyceum really overpowered the Scorpions.
LPU trying to go to the quick, but comes up short.
This is the closest that CEU has been. They're only down by 1 point. They can get one more point from the block to tie things up. That will be a good sign for the Scorpions.
Castellano going to Boris. I think you heard you, Neil, saying, I will not be blocked.
But you also have to give credit to that excellent reception from the libero, Moral.
See the package of Edsel Boris. Just has a lot of hops, a lot of firepower. Two players running after that ball. Lack of communication on the side of LPU, costing them the point. You know, De Guzman has been a revelation here for CEU. Saporna using the blocker. I was looking at Coach Emil Lontok, however, and he still wasn't happy about something there. And this is what we said, no? It's when you're coaching a collegiate team, more than winning, it's also habit forming. Eh. Well, they do something good there. And Coach Emil mukhang natuwa na siya because he had been standing up for a long stretch already. After he saw that good defensive scheme, umupo na.
And they wasted a lot of points from the errors. Kanina kaya napatuyot ng si Coach Emil. And knowing him as a coach, he's that type of guy na gusto niya maayos yung ikikilos mo kahit sino pa yung kalaban mo.
Yeah, lots of respect. Si Coach Emil din kasi a lot of experience under his belt. CEU still knocking on the door of LPU here, only down by 2 points. That's going to be a net touch committed by Saporna. Just like that, isa na lang ang inahabol ng CEU at napatayo na naman si Coach Emil.
In their previous game, 19 lang yung pinakamataas na inabot nila in any set score. But right now, they're already at 21.
Colonia detonating that. He really sent a missile into the defense of CEU.
Sabi ko nga, he means business today. Coach Mark Santos will call his last timeout.
bola, tingnan mo kung outside na o hindi. Hindi mo, para pag kinuha mo yung bola, alam natin.
Tignan mo kasi yung linya bago ka pumesto. Para ano mo?
Huwag nga sa akin, oh.
Akin yung nakalala.
Dikit sa dikit natin. Dikit natin yan. Labanan natin.
WhatsApp na. Janus, kumuha ka ng buwelo. Masyado kang dikit sa net. Kumuha ka ng buwelo. Para makapalo ka.
Bulin nyo. Hindi mo bitawan.
What did you get from that huddle, Neil?
Well, they were talking about the approach of Naagas in that last sequence. Medyo alanganin yung pagpalo niya sa bolo just because he wasn't able to get a good approach. Kaya sinasabi ng coaching staff, umatras ka ng maayos so that you can choose the angles kung saan mo pwede padaanin yung bola. Especially now, they're trailing by 2 points.
And 2 points na lang rin. Matatapos na ng LPU etong set na to. There was a ruling there.
A net touch is called on Lyceum.
Colonia, ang tinuro ng ating second referee, and Juve Colonia was really surprised at that call. Sabi niya, bawiin ko na lang.
Another bullet. Really going through that gap of the two blockers of the Scorpions.
Set point for LPU. Looking to go up 2-0. Miko Biñas with the serve there. Solis. There was a touch. That's the error that's been killing them. Nakakailang net touches na sila dito. And if they're not careful, baka makabalik pa itong CEU.
Tumulak na ikaw? Bakit?
May sa akin ano?
Wala?
May dumikit ata. Ako yung dumikit pala, coach.
Kung nakapikit ka ba pag na-block?
Hindi po. Nasa bro.
Bakit na yan? Babarasin, natalo ka lang kaabaw. And inaabot mo nga yung ibabaw ng pula na yun eh. Pag inaabot mo yun, bigyan mo lang yung puti, yung pangalawang puti. Abot mo na yun eh. Eh sa abot ng bola, doon lang naman, bablakin ng bola, hindi naman nasaan ng dalawang kataas. Bakit hindi mo abot ka? Ayaw mo pagtakot yung abot ng bola. Ang pinapablock mo ito, takot ka kasi, dahil natatakot na makatama ka sa ulo. Okay, ito na. Sino tabi? Ikaw, nasaan ka?
Sa gitna, coach.
Sa gitna ba ito?
Opo. Simple po.
Let's go. Ikaw.
Nasa 4 ako.
Hey! Paraningin mo, kaya ano, paraningin. Sino to?
Set is not yet done. We still are at 24-23 here. LPU, well, they were not able to capitalize on the first set point. Gets sent back. Castellano. Combination still doesn't work. And finally, they get the finish. 2 times pumunta kay Colonia, hindi gumana. Sabi niya, kay Dizon naman ako. And Harvey Dizon puts an end to the second set.
You know, that was unfortunate because it was a good check ball. It was a high ball na kayang kunin ng digger ng CEU, but there was a miscue on their part. Kaya they will give this set to Lyceum.
And it's now LPU up 2-0. Third set in just a bit. 25-23. LPU taking another set here in their battle against the CEU Scorpions.
It's a good sign for the Scorpions because they were able to match the attack power, the firepower of Lyceum in that second frame. But clearly the blocking of Lyceum with all of those triple and double blocks was dominant in stopping the offense of the Scorpions.
Despite having more errors in that second set, nagawan pa rin ang paraan ng LPU na sila yung manalo. But obviously, there are some concerns because at one point they were already up by 8 points in that second set, only to allow CEU to tie it up at some point. Castellano will be serving, over received, and regalo capitalized on by Boris.
Ang ayaw mangyari ng Lyceum is yung magre-relax sila, especially you're up by 2 sets already. If you give any allowance of or margin of error para sa Scorpions, they will really take it to their advantage.
Miscommunication again for CEU. Colonia or Saporna coming up short though. What happens sa mga ganong sequence kung bakit kinakapos ang attacker?
Well, sometimes the set is too low or hindi nakapasok ng maayos yung attacker. It really depends on the situation.
Gonzalez, that's an ace. Well, 2-1 advantage for CEU so far. Saporna, that ball lifted up. Gonzalez will try to get it to De Guzman. Boris rises up, but it is out.
He has been challenging that same zone, just like in the previous set, but he's been unsuccessful.
Hirap na hirap sila kapag Boris is going down the line. Parang a lot of his errors have come from attacking that zone. De Guzman scoring another one. Early surge for CEU in the third set. They're up 4-1.
I think this is the very first time na sila kukuha ng kalamangan early on. 4-1.
Marvelous showing so far for this team. LPU looking to wake up. Solis going to De Guzman. That one is in again. Angelito De Guzman has provided them with such a big boost.
Decent number so far for De Guzman.
And finally, LPU able to stop the bleeding, scoring on that quick play.
A new face on the floor for the Lyceum Pirates. Eugene Del Rio will man that middle blocker position for Coach Emil Lonto.
Solis going to De Guzman. That one is in again. And parang nawala na ng energy yung depensa na itong LPU. They're just hoping that these attacks of CEU go out. But they've been caught flat-footed so many times here in the third set already.
Villahermoso and Naagas haven't been able to get their usual touches. Kaya naman, with De Guzman stepping up, they now have a 5-point lead against the Lyceum Pirates.
De Guzman has certainly been a provider here, and you see it there. Del Rio hindi lang talaga umabot, caught the net. And more problems brewing up on the side of LPU. They've lost that vigor they showed in the first two sets. CEU goes up 8-2.
Bakit nagpatihulog ka? Di po Puntahan mo yung bola, itapon mo, touchpinin mo, hindi papaluin mo sa labas. Ha? Guys. Let's go. Ay, bakit bet naman? Ganda-ganda may set eh. Ha? Walang gigil, walang gigil. Walang gigil lang. Gusto mo paputok ng bola? Malayo pa yan, ha? Malayo pa yan, ha? Isa-isa inyo, ha? Yes. O, bumalik tayo, ha? See you.
The LPU Pirates won the first 2 sets of this match, but suddenly have gone cold here in the 3rd set. CEU looking to show some fight here. They haven't won a match in their stint here in the Open Conference, and they're trying to get at least a set win first, and maybe take it 1 set at a time.
Legazpi will replace Castellano. Coach Emil Lontok is looking for a different strategy sa pagpapaikot ng kanyang attackers, and they do just that. Instant point after that technical timeout.
I think Edsel Bores din kailangan kumalma lang ng kaunti, because he was doing well for his team. Kaya lang we saw over-eagerness at some point, and that's when a lot of his attacks were going out, a little bit out of control.
You're going to notice, hindi pa naman talaga nabablock si Edsel Bores in that cross-court angle. So I don't think he needs to change the zones na pinapaluan niya, since he's been committing a lot of errors in that zone 1 area. Keep on challenging that cross-court angle.
Bores will be serving now. Good serve for him. Targets de Guzman. LPU getting something out of it. Colonia sends it to the bag. No. Solis to Naagas. And Bores just not getting to it. Sinasabi ni Coach Emil, kulang sa angulo yung blockers niya.
That has been the strategy of Naagas, to go off the tall blockers of Lyceum.
Colonia. Good coverage for CEU. And no coverage for LPU on the drop.
It was obvious from the approach that Villahermoso was going for that drop ball. But attack coverage, defense was not ready for the Pirates.
Combination, Colonia wisely floating it over the block.
Colonia talking to his setter. Maybe asking for more sets para makahabol sila.
And if they are gonna make a comeback here, it might have to come soon. And we're not taking it away from LPU to have that comeback power. Remember, CEU fought back from a deficit of 8 points in the 2nd set. However, could not sustain that same energy. Pero itong hinahabol ng LPU, 4 points lang.
Colonia again.
Good receive there. Colonia trying to come up with something. Solis sets up Naagas. And that one off the block, scores the point.
Again, off the deflection. Kadalasan when you already know that the open spiker would be going off the hands, there would be one person na medyo malapit na dyan sa service area na magbabantay dun sa matataas or malalayo na check balls.
Di naabutan ni Boris in that time. Legazpi trying to go for the dump. And Naagas has been the weapon of choice of CEU here in the 3rd set. And he forces LPU to call a timeout.
Ano problema? Alam niyo? Ha? Anong kamay mo? Ha? Farm po lang kamay. Umuuna kang masyado bago pinapalo ang bola. Pinapadakusan, gano'n. Dapat yung bola, pag ilan, hanggang bumaba, hawak mo yung bola. Ha? Binibigyan kayo ng pagkakataon eh.
Tatagan pa. Unin natin to.
CEU!
You did say earlier that Charles Del Rio was deployed by Coach Emil, and you heard it there, no? Yung challenge niya dito kay Del Rio. Coach Emil is saying, binibigyan ko nga kayo ng pagkakataon magpakita dito sa Spikers Turf. And you have to make the most of it. As a challenge he put on Del Rio. First ball was not controlled there by Boris, and thus making it difficult for Legazpi to chase that. 7-point lead now for CEU.
With a 7-point lead, it's all about taking care of it. You cannot squander a lead this big.
Especially with Colonia there on the side of LPU. Ito yung isang mama na kapag nakikita niyang the other team is gaining some momentum, he really steps up. Solis trying to go quick, and they do. Gonzalez was the finisher.
The Scorpions will still maintain that 7-point advantage.
What will it take for LPU to get back?
You know, if you're going to look at the attacks of CEU, it's not as complicated. Wala silang masyadong combination plays. They're simply going to A-quicks and then open and opposite hits. Ganun lang eh. So kailangan mabasa ng mabuti ng Lyceum.
Now Castellano checks back in for Legazpi. During the time that Jome Legazpi was put on the floor, did not have a lot of success. And you see the services of CEU, they've been targeting Boris, because Boris has had a lot of difficulty controlling that first ball.
Right now, Colonia is really scoring all the points for the Pirates, trying to catch up. Pito pa rin ang Kalamangan, but he is now at the back row. It's up to Boris to score some.
LPU non-existent here in the third set. Tuloy-tuloy ang sting of the Scorpions. We enter the second technical timeout. 16-8 is the advantage of CEU.
Nice one, di ba? Sa pagbuka yung receipt kasi ginawa mo lang kay Palaga.
Ayun tayo. Score pag sige.
May atin na to ah.
Guys, lamang tayo. Trabawin natin. Dahan-dahan. Kung kukuha sila ng putos isa, kukunin tayo isa. Mananalo tayo. Eh, trabaho pa. Kaya pa yan na advantage tayo. Kami lang. Huwag tayong magpakumpiyansa, ha? Dahan-dahan na. Sige, go. Dahan tayo, ha? Hey, CEU! Scorpions!
The last game of CEU was against Ateneo, where they weren't able to get a single set. They were really dismantled in every set. Like you said kanina, yung pinakamalaki nila na score was already 19 in that second set.
Only registering 22 attacks.
The entire match, no? That's just a number you can't deal with. But they've done so much better in this match against LPU.
And they're poised to get their set victory in our open conference.
It's funny, Neil, kasi gantong-ganto yung sitwasyon kanina when LPU and CEU in the second set. LPU had the 8-point lead at like 8 straight points ang CEU. Let's see if LPU can pull off a similar thing, but nope. Unang point pa lang, it already belonged to CEU.
And padagdag na ng padagdag ang kanilang Kalamangan. It's the biggest at 9 points. This is what I was telling you about. Lyceum needs to be conscious about relaxing since they're up by 2 sets.
And the moment that they allowed CEU to gain some rhythm, gain some momentum. That already was enough to swing the advantage towards CEU, at least here in the third set. Boris, once more, when he is able to execute well and when he goes cross-court, that's where the success of his attacks come from.
And they haven't even reached that 10-point mark yet, talking about the Lyceum Pirates.
Here's CEU, Villahermoso rising up. And the defense, the floor coverage in particular of LPU, parang laging frozen whenever CEU rises for a hit.
That is the factor na nawala. Kaya ganyan na lang kalaki ang kalamangan ng Scorpions.
The Scorpions looking for something positive to carry out of the Spikers Turf Open Conference. This could be something that they get something good from.
Even miscommunications are starting to pile up for the squad of Coach Emil Lontok. He will try to resuscitate some life to his team in this timeout.
Guys, huwag mo pahirapan ng volleyball. Pag ganun, taas mo na lang, taas mo, malalakas mo na open spiker mo eh. Eh, digpas mo eh, ang digpas mo nga dito, hindi natin, ano, tapos punta, umiikot ang role eh. Tsamba lang yung ating digpas na pag nagsaset eh. Walang direksyon eh, makukuig ka pa. Ha? Kung porsyento tayo, mahabol tayo. Dapat porsyento, ano, pinakatang porsyento. Ano, pinakatang mo, dalawa na spiker mo, ano? Bakit po? Let's go!
The challenge of Coach Emil Lontok in that huddle falling on the ears of Mark Castellano. He has concerns pagdating doon sa mga sets na binibigay ni Castellano dito.
Yung dig set na sinasabi ni Coach Emil Lontok papunta sa quick, that's one of the hardest things to do. You need a lot of precision to do it. Even the best setters in our league don't do it that often. Kaya sabi niya, bakit mo gagawin yon? Eh, we're looking to gain more points. We have to go to our highest percentage attacker.
Yeah, because no matter the difficulty, no matter the fashion that they get that point, it's still just good for 1 point. So ang sinasabi nga ni Coach Emil, padaliin natin yung volleyball for ourselves.
But this guy on your screen has been relentless in attacking the defense of Lyceum. De Guzman with a lot of points already off his attacks.
Castellano. That's a point collected by LPU. Ayan, mas simple na yung mga plays na ginagawa nila. Ayan din naman yung instruction kasi ni Coach Emil.
Sabi pa nga niya, bakit natin pinapahirapan? Volleyball is very simple. You don't need to force anything. Just go to our basic movements. You clearly have the height advantage over the blockers of CEU. So even if you go to your outside or wings, pupuntos pa rin naman yun.
That's right. But they are still down by 8 points here. CEU. Getting it to go. Not much resistance from LPU in this set.
The defense is practically gone.
Yeah, I agree. LPU still gets to it. Colonia slow down. Solis. The backline, Villahermoso. It's gonna be a joust. Buhay pa rin ang bola. LPU looking to attack. Lift it up. That's gonna be out from the hands of Villahermoso. Still a large advantage here for CEU. 8 points here in the third set. Timeout whistled by Coach Mark Anthony Santos. They want to talk things over and how they will close out this third set.
Guys, hindi pa tapos yung laro. naman hanggang 21 lang yan. Tapos natin 25.
Trabaho. Guys, one stop sa harap.
Pamatay sila na isa, patay tayo na isa. Para angat din tayo. Hindi lang sila yung maangat. Intindihan nyo?
Pag natalo na ako, hindi nagaganahan yan. Trabaho yan. Alaga tayo sa mga alaga. Unang-una rin. See ya!
CEU getting some reminders from Coach Mark, and mainly he's saying that they need more energy on the floor right now. Na hindi sila pwede rumelax porket 8 na yung lamang nila here in the third set. You have to understand that they were able to erase an 8-point deficit earlier. At the chances are LPU can do the same as well if they relax, that is. That's out. And that's the point that Coach Mark was looking for.
Still no solution to that strategy of Naagas of going for the deflection in the blockers of Lyceum.
Castellano going to Colonia. That one was way out. And another point there for LPU. Di pa rin tumitigil sa pag-produce etong si Juve Colonia. We talked about this in the previous match we covered. Even though it looks impossible already to get the win in the set, you always want to be able to get some momentum going heading into the next one.
But for sure, Lyceum still wants to catch up. They still have a slim chance to do so dahil 3 na nga lang ang kailangan ng CEU. But if Eugene Del Rio can score a couple of points from the service line and then makakuha sila ng couple of block points.
But that's something that will help the cause of the LPU Pirates. Unti-unting bumabalik. Only a 6-point deficit they're facing now. Ang kalaban na lang talaga nila dito is how close CEU is to the finish line already, and then you give up free points like that. That's just not gonna do the trick.
In the face of disappointment dito sa side ni Coach Emil Lontok.
Juve Colonia kapag nakakabuelo talaga, so difficult to stop.
Pero aatras ulit siya sa backcourt. It's up to Boris to score a mini run.
Castellano will go to Colonia again. De Guzman with the drop. Colonia there hustling. Dizon could not get it over. Numerous times that has happened. Was it the set? Was it the hit?
I think that set was okay. Kaya siyang maitawid. Pero na-miss time lang.
Look at Boris. Wow. And if this is about building momentum heading into the next set, I think somehow may nakukuha ang LPU dito. And if they can score 7 straight points without allowing CEU to get one, that should be much better for them. But that's not going to happen as CEU ends this set, putting themselves up on the board with a 25-18 third set. And they are hoping to bank on this momentum to get them further. Ang gusto na makuha is a win in the fourth, of course, to force a decider. Take a look at this, Neil.
Gonzalez on that quick play. The steadiest among them all, aside from De Guzman. CEU will officially get their first set victory in our open conference of the Spikers Turf.
ready to start the fourth set here. And it was forced by the CEU Scorpions, who refused to get swept here by LPU. And the errors of the Pirates really hurt them in that third set.
6 points more dahil pantay na naman sila sa attacking department. And when CEU was able to establish that early 3-point lead, that was the time it started to balloon. At hindi na nakahabol ang Pirates.
Yung mga errors ng LPU, Neil, saan karamihan ang galing?
Well, there were a couple of attack errors from Boris and then miscommunication from Castellano. But this time around, they have to start with an aggressive approach dahil yung confidence clearly nasa side ng CEU.
Yeah, but Castellano starts off this fourth set with an attack. Sabay stare down. He is put on his game face here. And the block by Boris. You know, with Boris, nakakatawang panoorin because he goes up high. Yung mga plays niya, highlight plays. And then when he lands back on earth, nakangiti lang lagi, the biggest of smiles, always on Edsel Boris's face. LPU threatening to pull away early.
Lifting violation called on Solis. Now it's Lyceum's turn to get that early 3-point lead.
Castellano again serving. Solis going to De Guzman. Ball lifted up. Castellano to Boris. Soft touch there. Naagas to De Guzman, who could not get that over. And both of us said that there was going to be momentum going to the side of CEU since they won the third set. But that has been completely diffused and erased by LPU here.
Commanding 4-point lead for the Pirates. Mukhang marami silang narinig from Coach Emil Lontok in that dismal third frame.
Di lang na-control yung reception that time of the attack. That's going to be the first point for CEU here in the fourth set. Gonzalez serving for them. Every point is going to be crucial now for CEU. RV Dizon.
I just checked the schedule. We are down to our last 3 playing days in the preliminaries. Then we are off to the playoff. And then our quarterfinals.
Well, that ball was not over. Pero sinasabi ng LPU, tumama daw. Referee sticks with his initial call, so it's going to be a point for CEU. Parang kailan lang we just started this tournament, no? And then we're already towards the end of the preliminary round.
And so far naman, we already have the initial list of the top 8 teams entering. We just have to officially wait for the other results. But so far, when I check the standings of all of the pools, there's a quite clear picture already.
Picture made clear dun sa panalo kanina ng IEM over VNS because I think that's one of the more confusing groups. Yun yung pool A kung saan mas may pagkakataon pang magulo yung current scheme. But then IEM winning over VNS earlier made it clear that it's going to be them and Signal advancing to the next round.
Yes, Signal will take that twice to beat advantage, and the IEM will take second seed. In Pool B, close na rin tayo for the quarterfinals. Ateneo and Philippine Air Force will just wait for their final game to determine the number 1 and number 2. For Pool C, we have the University of Perpetual Help System Delta at 5-0. That's a guaranteed number 1 slot. And then I think PLDT will take that number 2 slot. While in Pool D, both the Philippine Navy and Santa Elena Construction have not yet suffered any defeats. So that's also a bracket na makikita mo rin yung potential na papasok doon.
And it's really gonna be incredible games to end our preliminaries. Alam mo doon sa Pool C, I just felt sorry for Hachiran FU that only 2 teams would advance because I felt they played rather incredible too. It was just a case of naisahan ng Perpetual and of course PLDT. LPU and CEU on the other hand are trying to close out their tournaments with a win. LPU on top here in the first technical timeout of set 4. They're on top 8-4.
Ano yung error lang yan, yung error yan. Buwasan natin yung error.
Bawi tayo ha. Tara ha, tara ha.
Akin na na. Go, go, go. See ya! Go, go! Pas mo na lang muna.
Games on Sunday here inside the Paco Arena in Manila. It's going to be San Beda versus Navy at 2 p.m. in Pool D. Pool A, Adamson going up against Signal at 4 p.m. And Pool B, yung sinasabi mong laban for the top seed will be between Ateneo and the Philippine Air Force. Those games should be good ones. But before we get to those, we have to settle this one first. You have LPU. They're serving CEU here in the 4th set. Solis. Wait on Agas. Good dig for Boris. And Colonia will not be stopped.
For sure, Colonia doesn't want this match to reach a 5th set.
He's doing everything he can. Nailusot in between two blockers. Biña serving. No communication at all between 3 CEU Scorpions. De Guzman, Magdamit. You also have Villahermoso there. Just watching that ball fall in the middle of them 3.
Another chance ball to be given up to the Pirates.
Dizon has really been struggling with his attacks. Mapa-quick, mapa-running attack. Nothing working for Harvey right now.
But the good thing about that is katabi niya naman si Colonia. So if Castellano will be looking for a point, he knows where to go.
Colonia, nice dig for Magdamit. And De Guzman converts on the other side.
Great transition. Credit that point to Magdamit.
Oh boy, what a sequence. Defense to offense. That's how it's done. And CEU getting the point. And they get an ace. Perfectly put on that service, yung bola. We expected a good one between LPU and CEU, and that's what we're getting here. But Naagas could not follow up his ace with another point. A service error there. De Guzman met by the double block. Chance ball. Combination. Boris. Medyo mistimed yung kanyang approach. But a net touch committed by Edsel Boris. One thing I notice about Boris is talagang you can see on his face kapag naapektuhan siya sa mga plays. And this is something, again, that as he goes along with his career, kailangan matutunan niya to be better at.
That's correct. Boris will really try his best na mabura yung mga errors niya earlier kasi he committed a couple of attack errors and then you can really see it in his face. But we were looking for that connection dun sa gitna. And finally, they get one in.
Kanina pa nga sinusubukan ni Castellano. Pabigyan ng bola ito si Dizon. That's out, too wide for CEU. Lyceum of the Philippines University looking for their first win. In a good position to do so right now. Castellano gives up a service error.
And at one point, sumabay talaga yung Lyceum dun sa pace na nilalaro ng CEU. And then eventually, sila yung napag-iwanan.
Yeah.
Miguel Gonzalez serving for CEU.
It was over-received by Leonida and then simpleng-simple na lang para sa CEU.
Castellano asking for a good reception from his players. Now Moral will get a bigger area.
(13-10). Lead still with LPU. And there goes Dizon again. Third time he has come up short. And Castellano trying to wake him up already.
Unfortunate for Dizon and Castellano. Coach Emil Lontok is looking at the bench kung sino yung pwede niyang ipalit. But De La Torre will throw that one away. Another point given to the Pirates.
And this is habit forming, I guess, for coaches at the collegiate level as well. So if that's 3 times already that Dizon has approached that ball maybe the wrong way, come up short with his attacks, there needs to be a message sent.
That's too wide for De Guzman.
Dizon trying to make up for his earlier errors by getting points at the service line. He'll be putting the ball in play here for LPU. And it was Villahermoso with enough gather there. Getting that through the block.
With the production of De Guzman, medyo tumahimik nga itong si Villahermoso. But if they want to catch up, now is the time for him to score a couple of attack points. But De Guzman will throw that away.
It's 16-12 is our score here at the second technical timeout of the 4th set. It's still LPU up 16-12.
Wala ka namang natatakot ka sa ginagawa mo.
Let's go, let's go. Tapos. Sige.
Balik tayo.
Say 1, 2.
Wala pa.
CEU Scorpions looking to stop whatever LPU is trying to do here, because this is their final chance here in the Spiker Surf Open Conference to come up with a win. Right now it's looking better towards the side of LPU. Agas gets rejected. Good dig there. Boris could not lift it up. Another point for CEU. They're coming close here. Colonia sends it to the back. Magdamit lifts it up. Solis going to Naagas. Colonia the approach. Nasa ilalim na siya ng bola, and that's why that sailed too long.
If you remember back in the second set, wherein they caught up yung 8 points na deficit, ganyan-ganyan din yung nangyari when they started to commit those errors. Yun yung minaximize ng CEU.
despite the success they've seen here. Obviously, a lot of cleaning up to do para sa CEU, and well, they get something positive with Biñas getting that block point.
It's about time they get a block over Naagas dahil kanina pa pinapatsekan lang ni Naagas yung mga blockers ng Lyceum.
Biñas really celebrating that block that he got. Leonida serving. Another block, this time by Colonia on the single block, getting the stop.
They will maintain that 4-point lead. Konti na lang for them to officially get their first victory in Pool B.
One more look at this. Oh, Leonida, a blessing as that touches the net and then falls in. A timeout now requested by Coach Mark Santos of CEU.
Bola, kayo nakaharap. Diba? Hindi alam nyo kung saan pupunta yung bola. Ba't hindi naman sinugod?
Baka matay na tayo sa bola.
Last na to.
Last na to.
Wala.
Sugat kong sugat, be.
Basta ng bola. Ang layo-layo. Hindi na kuha.
Una. Last na natin sa Philippine TV.
Pag naman ka mga lalaban. Ha?
Lalaban ko.
Kaya tagay!
Kuha tayo
Sugat kung sugat. Francis Naagas saying, telling his team, you know, they're ready to give it everything they have. Final stretch of the Open Conference. They're down by 5 against LPU. Solis going to Naagas. Another block for LPU. Another one. And they have just been solid at the net.
We've been looking for that blocking pattern of Lyceum noong mga times na down sila. And when they get to activate it, look at the result.
Suddenly, they've taken command here again. And now that nag-improve yung blocking patterns ng LPU, CEU starting to get a little intimidated. Iba na yung mga palo, iba na yung mga approach sa bola. What a rally this has been for LPU here.
Climaco will replace Sandoval.
Sorry, Neil, go ahead.
Lyceum is just 4 points away from getting this victory.
Finally, Naagas putting an end to it. But before that point, it was a 5-1 run for LPU coming out of the technical timeout.
So far, out of all of the games na kinover ko for CEU, I think this is the best performance that they gave. And it showed kasi nakakuha nga sila ng isang set eh.
Good save for them. LPU with an opportunity to set things up. Colonia gets dug by Naagas. But the block was there, still solid. Too tough of an angle. Miss set there. Naagas, napatingin na lang na masama sa kanyang teammate. Really nothing he could have done with an angle that tough.
Late substitution for Coach Emil Lontok. Rainier Mansilungan will replace Dizon in that middle position.
Biñas to serve. Nice quick play there for CEU. Getting something positive. Naagas will be in the back line now. He'll be serving for the Scorpions.
Lifting violation will be called on the setter. Medyo matagal yung bola sa kamay niya as he set that ball to Rainier Mansilungan.
A costly error there for Castellano. Off the block. Another point scored by CEU. Biglang napako naman sa 22 itong LPU. Here's CEU. They get to set it up, but double contact there on the ball lifted up by Solis.
Clear violation on the side of Solis. But, you know, regardless of the result of this match, hats off to both of these squads for really showing everybody what they can give and what they can contribute dito sa Spikers Turf.
Colonia just couldn't get to that ball in time, and I agree with you. You know, it still was a spectacular performance, I would say, for these teams. But you know, it should be a learning experience for them, and I would love to see both LPU and CEU again compete here in the Spikers Turf.
But this game is far from over. Ayaw talaga magpatalo ng Scorpions. They're just 3 points away from tying this game at 23.
They need to do it quick, though. And Boris gets that through.
Maninigurado na si Castellano going to Boris.
Pumunta na dun sa mga porsyentong attackers niya. It's El Boris. It's finding the right arm there of Gonzalez. Match point for Castellano and LPU. And loading that up was Villahermoso. Not just yet, he says.
So much power on that cross-court hit by Villahermoso against a single block.
Yeah, everything just working perfectly para sa kanya that time.
Oh, great save.
Ball still alive here. CEU gets rejected, and that ends the match. Beautiful action between these two teams, but in the end, it was LPU coming out victorious, 25-21 in the third set. In the fourth set, rather. They took 4 sets to take down the CEU Scorpions.
They started out with good blocking and they ended it with another good block to give them a victory in today's match.
And look at this final play, the one that closed things out. A block there. Villahermoso, after doing a lot of good para sa kanyang team, just couldn't get that through. And LPU will end their Spikers Turf Open Conference on a positive note, taking their first win sa kanilang last game of this conference. It was their last game of the Open Conference, and LPU making it count by collecting their first win of the tournament for them, and at least ending their tournament on a positive note. Our best player of this match, Jubes Colonia. Jubes, papasok dito sa laro, alam nyo na wala nang chance to move forward, pero I'm sure sobrang motivated kayo na at least makaisa man lang panalo.
Ginagawa lang po namin yung consistency po na sinasabi po ni Coach, yung every training ginagawa at i-apply din po sa laro. Yan na po.
And maganda na yung posisyon nyo kanina and after 2 sets, pero bumaba yung energy nyo. Ano ba, kumumpiyansa ba tayo masyado? Although nakabawi naman kayo in the 4th set.
Siguro po, kumumpiyansa po at nawala din po sa laro. Nawawalan po ng communication sa loob, nawawalan po ng receive. At nawawalan din po ng communication po sa court.
kahit na hindi kayo mag-advance sa quarterfinals, ano yung mga lessons na napulot nyo sa paglalaro dito sa Spikers Turf?
Unang-una po, yung lessons po na di po mag-intimidate sa kalaban. Kailangan i-build po namin yung confidence namin at huli po yung consistency po sa court at sa coaches din po.
Well, Jubes, ito na ang chance mo. May mga tournaments pa ang LPU in the future. Sana makita ulit namin kayo sa Spikers Turf. Pasalamatan mo na at saka invite ang mga sumusuporta.
Thank you po sa lahat na sumusuporta, lalo sa parents ko na nasa Cebu. At thank you po sa LPU community at sa lahat po ng sumuporta sa Spikers Turf po.
Congratulations at salamat, Jubes Colonia. The LPU Pirates taking a win here in the Spikers Turf Open Conference. Let's look at the highlights.
Finally, the LPU Pirates break into the win column in Pool B to end their drought here in the Open Conference of our Spikers Turf. They leave our competition with a 1-4 record. For sure, they will be celebrating this hard-earned victory. You know, more than the heartbreaks and the celebrations na nakuha nila dito sa ating Spikers Turf Conference, it's the experience na may babaon nila na sabi nga ni Juvic Colonia, hindi sila may intimidate dun sa mga kahit sino pa nilang kalaban.
And it really was a learning experience. I'm sure LPU would have wanted to win it all, but they also knew kung sino yung mga makakatapat nila, makakalaban nila here entering a big tournament in the Open Conference of the Spikers Turf, and they knew that malayo talaga yung mga ibang teams din talaga with all the experience they've gotten. At yung gusto nga nila is makalapit doon. And they showed a lot of progress throughout this tournament. Kahit dito lang sa laro to, we saw them improve. Pero Neil, they're gonna look back at their entire stint in this conference and they're gonna pick the positives. Also look at the points of improvement in their games.
Of course, for sure, they were able to stretch themselves, especially in Pool B, wherein they faced Ateneo, LaSalle, the Philippine Air Force, Signal HD. So, ang dami nilang, the Philippine Air Force rather, ang dami nilang mababaon dun sa mga malalakas na team na yon entering their other tournaments. And hopefully, we get to see them back here in the Spikers Turf.
No doubt about that. It was a joy to watch these teams. But, in the end, it was LPU who got their first win of the tournament, while unfortunately for CEU, they end their Spikers Turf Open Conference 0-5 ang kanilang record, although they did get a set here. Let's take a look at the numbers now, Neil.
CEU did better in attacking the defense of Lyceum, but sabi ko nga, it started and ended with the great blocking of Lyceum.
That's right, and errors hurting both these teams. I think kung titingnan talaga nila itong laron to, it's one thing they'll focus on, trying to clean up those errors that they made. And now the rankings of Pool B. We know who are gonna advance, and set na rin yung bottom two. Yung top, nasa taas na apat maglalaro pa lahat eh. But then LPU finishes their campaign with a 1-4 record. CEU, like we said, 0-5.
And this coming Sunday, we will know kung sino ang papasok at the number 1 seed na makakakuha ng twice-to-beat advantage. It's going to be Ateneo against the Philippine Air Force.
Oh, very, very interesting. Pero meron pa tayo isa rin na interesting matchup. Hachiran FEU versus San Sebastian up next. Don't go anywhere. We bring you more Spikers Turf. For my partner, Neil Flores, for the hardworking men and women behind this coverage of Spikers Turf, Jot Sulit nagpapaalam po and thanking you for always supporting Spikers Turf 2019 Open Conference.